it's you're at the ultimate currency is age, and you're super young. I mean, I guess in the poker world, yeah, you're on the. It seems like there's not really a ton of people coming up anymore, right? Because there's not a lot of like 19, 20, 21 year olds. I feel like so much. Maybe you're more in tune if you think that's the case or not. But I've seen at the World Series of Poker, like the numbers are really down. Like 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. You know, it's a crazy small number of people playing the poker. Do you have any thoughts on? Do you think poker has seen its best days, or do you think there might be a resurgence of people that are coming up, like, you know, younger 18 college students that are going to play?
That's a good question. So first of all, I think the reason, or one of the biggest reasons that no young people seem to be in the higher stakes is just that it's really tough these days. It's a saturated field. So I always make sure that even if I'm selling my poker coaching content, I say 98%, I'm just guessing, but 98%, let's say, of poker players that want to be professional probably won't make it. It's probably less than that, but I always think it's good to overestimate, because I've had so many messages and so many conversations with either fans or people that I've interacted with on social media that say, I tried to make it as a poker player and I've wasted the last 4 years of my life and I'm miserable now. And that's the side of poker that you just don't see. And it's the side of poker that a lot of coaching websites never speak about, because it's not in their best interest. They're not incentivized to say, oh, by the way, you probably won't make it. Make sure you've got a backup. So that's a big element. In terms of, do I think poker has more heydays to come? I do think that there is a huge amount of people out there that would love to play poker, but just haven't found that out. I'm actually connecting with somebody with a really, really huge audience in the YouTube space, and we're going to be doing some poker content. And I believe that will bring in a huge new surge. And I think that if a bunch of YouTubers manage to tap into the poker market, first of all, they would make a lot of money. And second of all, the poker sites would, I mean, I think they could grow exponentially for at least a couple of years. I just think that the marketing has been kind of a bit too focused to people that already play poker.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I think the U.S., you know, the U.S. is a bit complicated too. You're talking about the UK, Europe, and all that. It's if the U.S. could ever get its act together, you know, they're obviously Pennsylvania, Michigan. Those are pretty important states. Like, relatively speaking, California and New York are the golden tickets. But you know, I think just alone, if those could get back on the grid, it would basically reinvigorate the industry. But you know, to be fair, the COVID-19 coronavirus stuff, which is pretty inconvenient for the world and a pretty big mess, if to just put it simply. Yeah, if anything, for poker in particular, the numbers have been up. The tournaments seem to, you know, that there's been a boost in that respect. I don't know if it'll be a carryover once things get back to normal, but I do, you know, the industry seems to have a little bit of a kick up, right? No one's betting on sports. There's not a lot of entertainment, if you will. So that seems to be.
I hadn't even thought about the sports betting side of things. That's so interesting. We must be getting so much punt money from the sports bettors.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy time. Like, there's just no doubt about it.
If you're enjoying the way that I'm speaking about poker, teaching poker, I do have a website, charliecarrel.com. Link is in the description below. You'll find on there a mindset masterclass, which I think is the most important, teaching you how to deal with tilt, anxieties, ambition, things like that. You'll find a poker masterclass completely teaching you how to restructure the way that you think about poker. And you'll find a complete archive of the bankroll challenge.